Traveling is something the average person does every day. Most people travel to work, to school, or back to their house. How people travel may vary. If you're going to a different state, you might drive. If you're going to the store, you might bike. Some people walk by foot, and some people take the bus. But sky travel is becoming more and more common, especially for business travel as it is more time efficient. We all know how expensive flying can be, and if it's something that you do regularly, the price is something you really begin to notice. Certain things come to your attention, like the weight of your luggage. You might start packing in a carry-on rather than a full-size suitcase, because the more it weighs, the more you pay. But what about the overweight man in the line in front of you? He's bringing more weight onto the plane, counting himself in his luggage. Shouldn't he have to pay more? This is a question some airlines are asking, and today we are going to discuss why or why not this is an acceptable practice. Airlines should charge obese passengers more, says Berat Bada, a Norwegian economist. In fact, the Huffington Post says that 76% of airline travelers agree that obese passengers should be charged more for their extra weight. You might ask why. Why is this all of a sudden happening? First of all, gas prices. As we all know, gas prices are constantly on the rise. This is true of airlines as well. If a plane accommodated a certain number of lightweight passengers, the profit would be substantially higher than a plane full of obese passengers. Most planes are a combination of both, making a very low profit margin. According to Bada, there are 3 pricing models that would be the most cost-friendly to the airline. The first would charge a passenger according to their weight plus the weight of their baggage. They would charge X amount of money per pound. Say you weigh 250 pounds plus your 10-pound bag, you would be charged X amount of money for each pound that you carry onto the plane. The second model would use a fixed base rate up to X amount of pounds, and anyone over that fixed base rate would have to pay an extra charge based on how many pounds they were over this weight. The third model would set a base rate, and anyone below this base rate would pay less. Anyone at this base rate would pay the set base, and anyone above this base rate would have an extra charge. While these methods are cost efficient to airlines, they can also be seen as discriminatory. And in truth, these methods, though more spendthrift for airlines, are not fair. Charging someone more because of their weight is a really hard dice to throw in today's society, because some people just simply can't control their weight. I'm not referring to the obese man or woman that binge eats and says they can't control it. I'm referring to the large Samoan man who weighs 270 pounds because he is so abnormally tall. The idea that I believe would work best is paying by the seat, which you may think we already do now. This is partially true. I was discussing this concept with a mother I go to school with, and she agrees that being heavy should not be punishable by being made to pay more money. But she said that if her 2-year-old son, who had to pay for a seat even though he doesn't necessarily use it, had to pay, then someone who can't fit comfortably into one seat should have to pay for 2. This idea really clicked in my head and was something that I agreed with. Most small children sit on their parents' laps. Babies from the age of 1 to about 2 are let to fly for free. But once the child hits the age of 2, even if it's a new 2, still have to pay for a full price seat, even though they may not use it. And so I got to thinking, if you can't sit in your seat comfortably, the person next to you probably can't sit in their seat comfortably. And when this happens, the person that can't sit comfortably is either moved up a class or moved to a different flight, which isn't exactly fair. And then the overweight person gets to sit in their seat and not pay for the seat that they moved someone else out of. So what I think that we should do is give a set amount of weight. Say, if you weigh over X amount of pounds, we need you to come in for a seat fitting. And you can either choose right then that you won't fit in the seat and that you need to buy an extra seat, or you can go to the seat fitting and show that you fit comfortably in the seat you are in and pay the set amount. This could alleviate the discriminatory factor and could potentially make the airline more money. I understand that flying is expensive, and with gas prices rising, it's only going to increase. But I also believe that being courteous is more important than money, and I think there is a correct way to address the situation. I think with some forward thinking, there is a way to make airline prices fair to all.